G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, I'm going to cover a few issues in relation to Bruce Lehrmann, his rape trial, and also his defamation case. Firstly, I wrote an article a few days ago in relation to the AFP having further information that suggested that Bruce Lehrmann might have used a date rape drug on Brittany Higgins. I'll also cover the Walter Sofronoff, who headed up the ACT inquiry. He's now under criminal investigation. And the ACT government have just changed the laws to make sure the dodgy juror who stuffed up the Bruce Lehrmann rape trial isn't allowed to get away with that again. But firstly, I'll just read you out part of the article I published on Thursday, the 11th of April 2024, and it's titled, "Did Bruce Lehrmann use a date rape drug like GHP to assault Brittany Higgins as suspected by the AFP as a possibility?" And it starts off, former Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close wrote in her notes in relation to a meeting with Senator Linda Reynolds about information that Brittany Higgins might have been drugged by Bruce Lehrmann, and she says that this may have happened before and it could happen again. This evidence is dynamite because it has never been made public before and is powerful evidence of a cover-up, at least as far as that evidence is concerned. It was not discussed at Bruce Lehrmann's rape trial, to my knowledge, nor at the ACT inquiry into the police cover-up, which was overseen by discredited former Judge Walter Sofronoff, nor raised by the AFP, and nor raised by News Corp's Jeanette Albertson, who has leaked all the material from Bruce Lehrmann and Walter Sofronoff. As soon as I started writing about the alleged rape in 2021, people in the comments and on social media speculated that a date rape drug was used on Brittany Higgins. I thought about writing an article on the possibility that a date rape drug had been used many times, including recently. But it's a complex issue, especially given the fact that Bruce Lehrmann is currently facing further rape charges in Queensland. But now the possibility that a date rape drug might have been used has become public by Lehrmann's defamation case. I think it needs to be addressed from a cover-up viewpoint and also the possible future ramifications. The evidence shows up in an affidavit by former Channel 7 employee Taylor Orbach, and it has former Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close's notes, and it says, "I also have concerns from info I heard that this may have happened before or could happen again." And in brackets, I was referring to info that alleged victim may have been drugged. Paul, we need to speak to a range of people, security staff, cleaners may have info. Now, that was the notes of former Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close. In her notes about a possible date rape drug being used raises many issues. Number one, what info had Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close heard and who from? Who said it might have happened before? And who to and who by? What did Senator Linda Reynolds and her Chief of Staff, Fiona Brown, know? Why have they never mentioned it? Number four, why was the evidence not raised at Bruce Lehrmann's rape trial? Number five, did the AFP tell ACT prosecutor Shane Drumgold about this evidence? Number six, why was the evidence not tendered by the AFP to the ACT Walter Sofronoff inquiry? Number seven, why did Walter Sofronoff not address this issue at the inquiry nor in his report? Was he never told about it? Number eight, former Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close left the AFP in December 2019. Why was she not called to give evidence at the ACT Walter Sofronoff inquiry? Number nine, why was AFP officer Paul Shering, who was also at the meeting with Linda Reynolds, not called to give evidence at the ACT Walter Sofronoff inquiry? Number 10, given Channel 7 had the above evidence, why did they not ask Bruce Lehrmann about it in their spotlight interviews last year? Number 11, why was it never reported by News Corp propagandist at the Australian, Jeanette Albertson, even though she had to have known, given she was leaked all the material? Well, we all know why she didn't report it, but let's see what she has to say. Then I go on to talk about a potential date rape drug in the article. If you look at all the facts, Brittany Higgins' allegations of rape and her evidence fits almost perfectly with being drugged by GHP. From the government's Health Direct website, it says the effects of GHP start after about 5 to 20 minutes. They can last from a few minutes to a few hours. People who take GHP may have nausea, vomiting, blackouts, and confusion. These effects can last up to 4 hours and may appear earlier if GHP was taken with alcohol. Now, Brittany Higgins' lawyers say at the end of paragraph 8 in their response to the new evidence, as far as she is aware, the potential that Ms. Higgins was drugged is not an issue that has been raised or explored in these proceedings. And while there is evidence now that there was info, in inverted commas, that Ms. Higgins was drugged and that the concerns expressed in the note were held, the nature of that info and the basis upon which the concerns were held was not explored. In the context of a serious challenge to the honesty and accuracy of Miss Higgins' account of the events of the night in question, the potential that her perspective and recollective abilities may have been affected other than by alcohol and trauma is an issue that she would have wished to explore. I followed the ACT inquiry headed up by Walter Sofronoff very closely. And the key part was to review the ACT Police's investigation into Bruce Lehrmann's alleged rape of Brittany Higgins. The ACT inquiry was detailed and covered detailed police notes and documents on all issues. For example, I was able to write 2 very detailed and documented articles titled AFP Detective Marcus Borman's Tampering with a Police Document to Conceal Bruce Lehrmann's Lies Exposed at the ACT Inquiry. In another article, AFP Detective Scott Moller committed perjury at the ACT Inquiry, trying to conceal aiding and abetting Bruce Lehrmann. Yet there was no mention or any discussion at the ACT Walter Sofronoff's inquiry about the drugging possibility, as noted above by former Assistant AFP Commissioner Leanne Close. The new suspected drugging allegation is guaranteed to be raised by lawyers for Brittany Higgins and her fiancé David Shiraz as part of their defence and Linda Reynolds' defamation case against them. So we'll find out what Reynolds knew in a few months. And what will Justice Lee say about the new allegations in his judgment? Brittany Higgins' lawyers have raised it. They put in submissions in relation to it, so he's going to need to address it to some degree. Now, only a few days ago, the ACT government changed the laws in relation to jurors, and it says ACT government changes jury laws after Bruce Lehrmann mistrial exposes gaps. Under the changes, jurors who seek independent information about the trial will face criminal penalties, and majority verdicts will be allowed. I understand the majority verdict, instead of having to have all 12 jurors agree, can be 11 out of 12 now. And that juror who was taking in information into the jury room, well, nowadays he'd face criminal charges, and so he should, or she should. We don't know if it was a he or her. And on the 5th of April, it was announced that Walter Sofronoff is under criminal investigation. I'll read it out to you. The ACT Integrity Commission has today confirmed it has received and is assessing corruption allegations regarding the conduct of the Honourable Walter Sofronoff KC. The assessments relate to disclosures made by the Honourable, Walter Sofronoff KC to media representatives, which is Jeanette Albertson, during the course of the Board of Inquiry. The release of his report to media representatives before the report was released by the Chief Minister in communication with media that were disclosed in recent litigation in the Supreme Court of the ACT. Now, I'll do a video about that in the near future and shine a light on some rather interesting aspects of it. But irrespective of what Justice Lee, the judgment he hands down on Monday, Bruce Lehrmann's still got a lot of questions to answer on a lot of issues, including the Toowoomba rape allegations, where he's set down for committal hearing later in the year. But I wrote an article in August 2023 titled Bruce Lehrmann outs himself as a serial rapist by failing to sue media over other allegations of rape. And it starts off, Bruce Lehrmann has at least 2 other alleged rape victims, but he has not sued them for defamation and or sued the media who have published reports about their alleged rapes by Bruce Lehrmann. The articles are still freely available on the internet and will likely be there forever, which is very telling given that Bruce Lehrmann is currently suing the media for claiming he raped Brittany Higgins. In fact, the ABC have reported all 3 alleged rapes, but Lehrmann is only suing for the 1 alleged rape, which makes no sense unless the other 2 rapes are true. Now, there were other rape allegations that came out after Brittany Higgins went public in 2021. Those rape allegations, they don't relate to the Toowoomba one. That's totally separate. So he's got at least 2 other rape allegations out there, and he's not suing for defamation, which makes you wonder. It'd be too late to sue them for defamation anyhow. So now we sit back and we wait for Monday, the 15th of April, where Justice Michael Lee will hand down his judgment in Bruce Lehrmann's defamation case. Going to be a lot of interesting aspects to it. It's not just one aspect, not whether he wins or loses. A lot of people's reputations are on the line. So, and I suspect there'll be some fallout. Going to be a lot of people who aren't going to be happy with it, without a doubt, especially if their reputations have been tarnished because they weren't credible witnesses, etc. So we'll just sit back and wait and see. In Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media, I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself, so please support my Patreon account. I currently have 410 patrons donating $2,385 a month, and I need to almost double that to become financially viable. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps out. And the link for the Patreon account is below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please hit the like and subscribe button, and please share this video on social media. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.